And speaking of the beautiful city of San Diego, they are all revved up right now. The Aztecs, ranked 4th in the country, one of 2 undefeated teams. A big conference showdown taking on the once-defeated BYU team. And joining us right now, the man knows success. He's won a national championship. He's been in 3 national championship games. But I'll tell you what, as great as he was at Michigan, I think he's done an even better job at San Diego State.
Come on.
Coach Steve Fisher is joining us right now. Hey, Coach, how are you today?
I'm doing great. I'm honored to be on with you. I listen to you all the time, and honored to be on. And Pat, you're better with age. And Hartman probably, when he found out what the bank accounts were, mine and his, he made sure that Hartman was on the end of that Steve name.
Well, Steve and I go way back, and we'll talk about it later. But it's great to have you on. It's great to see success too.
No doubt about it, Coach. First of all, this is not an overnight success. You've been having success at San Diego State. You've had some tournament appearances there. They got a beautiful arena over there. When you came to San Diego, Coach, a lot of people said, wow, poor Steve Fisher, who's a big at Michigan. But you really took control of this program. What was the key to turn around things at San Diego State?
We have embraced every part of being a part of this university, community, and it's not dubbed America's finest city for nothing. We're privileged to live here. And we did, Pat and Steve and Vic, what every program has to do when you don't have enough players. We said, we're going to work as hard as we can, and yet our future is in somebody else's gym. So we worked real hard to change the perception. People viewed San Diego State 1999 as an intramural program, Division I in name only, and that was the first thing we had to do. And our first recruiting class was crucial to us. And we got 3 guys. We got a guy named Randy Holcomb, who was a junior college All-American from Chicago, who loved the Fab Five and Juwan Howard, and that was the lynch and the hook to get him. Then we signed another guy named Eric Sanders, who I knew we were going to get him. When we went into his home, he had the book, the Fab Five, that he wanted me to autograph. And the third recruit was Chris Walton, the family name. And Chris could have gone to UCLA, Arizona, and chose us. So I think that first recruiting class was critical. And since then, we've worked long and hard to grow the program. And Pat, you mentioned we've won over 20 games for 6 straight years now. So we have been good, and now we've got the town abuzz.
I'm trying to figure out if I actually came up with Fab Five or was it a bunch of us that did. I know I took it to the nation, but that's a whole other book, I guess. But
yeah,
I guess I'll take credit.
If you did, I'm mad at you.
But when you talk about, you were just talking about your future is on these basketball courts, and it is. And I think your future is the perception's gone. You guys the perception of San Diego is gone. You're good now. The BYU game, does it make you stronger to get that kind of hype and to see how your players play under that kind of supposed perceptive pressure?
What we're going to find in Provo, they're going to have over 22,000 in the Marriott Center, and it will be an atmosphere like every major program has, and it's hard to win on the road. They rarely lose at home. We've not had much success up there. What you are going to have are 2 legitimate top 10 teams that I really believe are both capable of not only getting to the tournament, but making runs into the tournament. So I think this is going to be a game that the whole country will look at and say, well, I want to see 2 good teams. So we're going to have to play great if we want to win this game tomorrow.
You had that Lou Holtz speech down. You had the
No, I'm not that way.
Okay.
I am not that way.
I was kind of kidding with you, but you got the players to back it up, too.
We've got good players, and I do think that we can step out and match up and not have to gimmick and play with anybody and beat anybody in the country. That being said, we're going into one of the hardest arenas, hardest venues against one of the best teams in the country right now. They're 19-1 and very easily could be 20-0 also.
Right.
Coach, is there a master plan to slow down Fredette?
Vic, nobody has had success in stopping Fredette, and we've played him now for 3 years, and he's done a number on us quite often. What you have to do with BYU is you can't give them easy baskets, and I think they're the best running team in America. Make our men. So we've got to stop their break, and Fredette leads it. And he'll pull from 30 feet, or he'll attack to the rim. So we'll have our hands full, and we'll try to change different people on him, give him some length one time and double him one time, and maybe not do the same thing consistently, or not allow him to get in a comfort level. That would be our goal. And all the while, they have 4 players that are all in double figures, and his running mate at the other guard spot, Jackson Emery, is a really, really good player also.
No doubt about that. And ironically, my UCLA Bruins are the only team to defeat BYU. Any conversation with Coach Allen? Did you watch some of that UCLA game there in the Wooden Classic and what the Bruins did right against BYU?
I watched the whole game, and UCLA played terrific in that game. They shot the ball well from all over, both 3 and inside. And it didn't hurt that they had 3 first-half fouls on Fredette and had an early 4th foul on him in the second half. But UCLA, they really were good in that ball game and led for most of it.
Hey, Coach, I know you're on your bus, and we're going to lose you here pretty soon, but it's great to reconnect with you, and I wish you all the luck. You're a great guy, and I'm really proud of you. Are your players studying or sleeping right now on the bus?
Well, how about eating?
That's better.
We got a little box lunch that they're all chowing down on as we speak. They are. They'll by the time we get on the plane, most of them will fall asleep.
All right, that's good.
I do believe they'll be excited and ready to play. What others are saying is the biggest game in the history of San Diego State. So if we come out and compete hard and play, I do believe that we'll have a chance to win.
All right, well, Coach, we wish you guys all the best, and everyone's going to be watching. San Diego State, undefeated. BYU, 1 defeat. It's the biggest game of the week in college basketball, no question about that. Coach, all the best to you, and thanks so much for joining us.
I appreciate it, Steve. Vic, Pat, thank you very much for having me on.
Thanks, Coach. Good luck.
There he is, Steve Fisher.